multipartism when the war stopped, when we reached this peace agreement, and we stopped. We stopped when we had a very high toll of poverty. I would say more 70% of our people were living in the abject poverty. When the war ended, our country was ravaged. Bridges, roads, railways, power lines, power stations, hospitals, schools, almost everything destroyed. So we had poverty and this destruction. But at the same time, we were aspiring to develop the country because that was the objective. So we had to decide how to set priorities. And said, no, it's very difficult to set priorities. Let us do the three directions at the same time, not wait. First, reconstruct the country at the same time as we are looking for means of putting the people at work to decrease their level of poverty. And at the same time, creating wherever possible some basis for development. Of course, education was one of the bases. It was during that time that discussion about multipartism was going through all over the world. And the French were busy visiting their colonies and preaching a multi-party democracy. And I participated in by the way of the La Francophonie, African-France cooperation. I participated in some of the meetings. And the last meeting I participated was in La Baule. Not the last, because I also in Burkina Faso I participated, and the French president was there. And I had to tell them that after seeing what was happening, I would move into a multi-party system. But we should know that multi-party system is very expensive. And we have to ensure that we develop. I'm saying this just to corroborate what I said yesterday, that you should not wait to be developed in order to become Democrat, even liberal Democrat. But you cannot wait to be, you cannot wait to develop because you want to sustain your democracy. Democracy and development are at the same time. You cannot say, well, I'm preparing for democracy, so I wait. No. Democracy and development have to go along. So we have started democratizing in the way of liberal democracy, but we did not reach the final stage, because those who started this liberal democracy also, they did not reach the final stage. And we had a centralized economy planning. We opened to multi-party democracy. And we had to open also to a market-oriented economy, because we could not do otherwise, have the liberal democracy and have a centralized planning economy. And this has brought results. But as President Kikwete gave you a background of how things happened in Tanzania, let me use one minute or two to say that in our case, the country was fighting against a destabilization war, which was mentored and directed by the racist minority regimes. And they had succeeded to create a group which became then a contesting movement. I don't know how to call it. To make things easier, I called it a rebel movement. But it's not a rebellion which was from inside. It was something organized from outside. So we were fighting this. Now, we had to discuss, we go to multi-party or not? Should we or not? And we said, no, let us ask the opinion of the people. And we had meetings in all districts, in all sub-districts. We had meetings, direct meetings like this one. And the people would talk. We had put 6 points on why the multi-party system was good and why it could be bad. And 6 points also for a single-party system, why it should be looked as good and why it should be looked as bad. And we let this to be discussed all through the whole country. And notes were taken. Syntheses were made. And it came out that about 85% of the people had said no to multi-party system, the same as in Tanzania. And we had 85% saying no, and 15% said yes. And this was in 1990. I did not know about the story which happened later in Tanzania, but this is what happened in Mozambique. They said, the majority said no to multi-party, and the minority said yes. So we said, what do we do? My colleagues immediately said, oh, but this is democracy. The majority said no, it's no. So, but because the vision, it doesn't come to everybody at the same time. But I think that I had a vision because I had traveled more than others. I had interacted with the world. And so I had that vision that if we don't change now, someone is going to make us change. And we will lose our leadership, our ownership of the process. So I said, we have to listen to the minority and open space for the minority also to act. 15% is a big number. So let us put them. After all, if we are strong, we believe we will win the elections anyway. So why shouldn't we open up? And we did open up.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Commitment, of course, goes to that. Thank you so much. And of course, if we look at what Chissano is talking about, when you talk about a Pan-African movement and on democratization, it requires proper leadership, and commitment for us to achieve that. In insight, what were some of the key leadership qualities and strategies that played a pivotal role in Sierra Leone's democratic advancements? And we've heard what we've been told.